family masters and the trustees, but then the Pinder, of course, is the Rothschild, so that's why that name is so prominent. Now, here's the funny thing. The good guy ETs have come back recently, and I don't know why we got a little, oh, that went away. Good. We had a little feedback. They have been betrayed by the Draco. This just happened in the last month. The Draco has been cornered, and there's something that's been created around our solar system called the barrier, and all the Draco that are inside our solar system cannot get out. And they are afraid of whatever this arrest scenario is going to be, because they will be held on trial as responsible for these crimes against humanity that they've perpetrated. They do not want this to happen, and they tried to strike a deal with the positive being, saying, if you let us go, we will offer everybody below our own royal caste in surrender to you, to the Alliance. That means the royals are only these 12 to 14 foot tall reptilians. That means they were going to betray the old ones, all of their supplicants who have done this vampire-type process to gain immortality. That means all the 13 bloodlines. That means a committee of 300, all the top Illuminati, everybody human.
Let me tell them how the thing goes. How the thing goes. Okay. Chevy make a samoa. So my cooking I go drink on. You want to bamba? You want to chill with the big boys? Let me tell them how the thing goes. How the thing goes.
Who are the real elites of this world? Posted by the user A1Drummer07 in the r/conspiracy subreddit. There's an obvious and huge overrepresentation of Jewish Zionists in positions of power, from banking to pharma to media, the Israel lobby, etc. There's the Vatican, Jesuits, and the Catholic control. There's the Masons, which are self-admitted Luciferians. There's the 13 bloodlines, which gets very fuzzy. Then there's the Pacers, which some think isn't real. How do all these things fit together? Are any of them in competition? Is there any group left that is able to compete at that level? U/Pandeism commented, if you've heard of them all, they're not really the ones in charge. This may or may not be true, but always keep an open mind.
I think I'm late to the party on this one, but I just figured this out, and this is crazy. Look at this. The uncanny resemblance of Barbara Bush to Aleister Crowley. I don't know if this is true or not, but there is a compelling theory that Barbara's biological father was Satanist Aleister Crowley. This picture gives me the creeps, so I apologize in advance. So this is Marvin Pierce, who is Barbara's father, and Aleister Crowley, who looks like Barbara's father. And if that isn't enough to make you go, this is Barbara Bush's brother, next to Aleister Crowley. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is just a coincidence? Do you think we have another Justin Castro type situation on our hands?
Creep on in, on in, on in.
So let's talk about the 13 families and how some people are related to them even if they don't have their last name. For example, Tom Hanks. Let's click on that one. And this website just gives you everyone who is related to the Rockefellers and see how everyone is connected. It's a really long line and there's Tom Hanks. Now let's do Obama. So See, when sometimes you marry the man or the woman, they change their last name, and that's why they don't have the same last name. And last but certainly not least, Ellen DeGeneres. She is also a Rockefeller. This is how they control the whole world. Notice school, oil, churches, religion, media. This is another way to look at it because they do worship Lucifer. There's a theory that the 13 bloodlines are hybrid reptilians, which is why they drink adrenochrome. So, yeah. So, let's talk.
I believe what Jesus recommended.
Out of here, the House of Borgia, House of Breakspear, House of Somalia, House of Orsini.
Now, I appreciate what's being said there, and that
who and what kind of family are allied with the top 13 Illuminati bloodlines? The Illuminati seeks to capture the occult power of powerful occult bloodlines around the world. They have intermarried with American Indians to gain the spiritual power, resident within the leading spiritual American Indians. Various Indian reservations are used for Illuminati rituals. They have been doing this type of thing for thousands of years. If families are powerful but not in the Illuminati's clique, they can be destroyed, such as Howard Hughes was. An example of this is how the Rothschilds progressively destroyed the Romanovs, the Russian imperial family. But the Romanovs were also an occult bloodline, and so the Illuminati secretly took children of the imperial family to serve as breeders for the Illuminati so that the Illuminati could channel in the Romanovs' occult blood into their bloodlines. Your ruling families in Western Europe tie back to William of Orange. There is a powerful Arabic connection to the Illuminati. Men like Sardar Iqbal Ali Shah are very knowledgeable about Arab magic and occult practices. Sardar Iqbal Ali Shah has written at least 70 books on magic and occultism. These families keep track of their genealogies, and certain members of these occult families know the histories of these families. I believe that a history of the top 13 Illuminati families is the key to understanding history. Many of the families which appear to be allied with the top families are actually related at some point back in time. Further, many of the allied families are top-level flunkies for the families with the real power. Some people have tried to put the Rothschilds in this category, but such thinking is nonsense. Many eyewitnesses who have come from the inside of the Illuminati who say the Rothschilds are one of the top, but one can also point to how much control and wealth the Rothschilds exercise. The process of history has been to increase their control and wealth. The overall picture can't be denied. The Rothschilds are not flunkies for some other more powerful family.
13 equals number of the matrix. Thirteen equals number of the matrix.
I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you. I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you. I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you. I'd be careful.
Open your browser. Type 13 Illuminati families CIA. Enter. Now you're allowed to freak out. Open your browser. Type 13.
Don't even talk about this community and then still try to make videos like you a part of the community. But
This conspiracy theory is a great example of what happens when you have
every president we ever had in the United States of
America. They built a ship of death called the Titanic.
The sinking of the Titanic was the design of the Jesuit order to get rid of the opposition to the creation of a central bank in the United States.
And the men on the Titanic were opposed to a central bank they had to die. Among those were John Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, Benjamin Guggenheim, and a host of other millionaires who were opposed to a central bank in America. Therefore, they had to be taken out of the way. And they were on the Titanic.
The company building the ship was owned by J.P. Morgan, who was himself an agent of the Rothschilds family, the Rothschilds being the bankers for the Pope and the Vatican. The main Jesuit targets were brought on board. The captain of the ship was Edward John Smith. It appears from his actions that Captain Smith was a Jesuit coadjutor, that is, a Jesuit who has taken the oath but does not wear the robes. A coadjutor blends into the scenery and never looks like a Jesuit priest. It is a veteran sea captain, Edward Smith, who orders the ship to travel through an 80-square-mile ice field at full speed on a moonless night. There had been over 8 telegrams warning the captain of the danger.
He's warned 8 times, slow the ship down, slow the Titanic down, you're going too fast. Not once stopped. Knew there was an iceberg field up ahead, knew that he should have slowed down, but didn't. And so you look and you say, how was it that this man could go headlong into a field of icebergs and not slow the ship down, not be more careful? The only conclusion you can draw is, as a coadjutor of the Jesuit order, right through the line, the chain of command, he was told, sink the ship.
With her, and so it makes sense that y'all are related. Well, now this is the odd one, which I did not know. You're also cousins with Madonna. That's true. So, can I? She refuses to acknowledge. Does she not acknowledge it? No. Does she just not having it? I don't know what's happening. Yeah. And I am related to Kate Middleton. She is my 14th cousin, twice removed. Okay, that's close enough. I think so. It's not like 3 times removed. It's twice removed. So, and I'm related to Madonna and Halle.
So back in 2020.
Now, this is the kind of